Welcome to the Hardcore Pub, everybody. Man, I did a collaboration first week of January, I think, with Imperfectly Me Crafts, where we toured some Atlanta area breweries. It was a fantastic time. They've been releasing those videos out today. Oh, it was my favorite one. It was the one we went to a Schoolhouse Brewery in Marietta, Georgia. Watch out, buddy. And it's an almost 30-minute video, but if you guys haven't seen it, you got to go to Imperfectly Me Crafts channel. You got to check it out. It's 30 minutes of some of the best beer content you're ever going to find anywhere. If you don't stay to the end, you're going to miss out on a whole lot. So please, put it on and pay attention. The reason I mention that is because when I met up with Mallory and Chu from Imperfectly Me Crafts, they gave me a 6-pack of beers, a variety of beers from the Chicago area where they're from. And the reason I chose this beer to do on this day, since this was the day that Schoolhouse Brewing video came out, was if you watch it till the end, the last beer that we try of the day is an insanely hot beer. It was way over the top hot, and I didn't handle it very well. But it's funny. Go watch that. Check it out. The reason that scares me about this beer that they gave me is because this is from Noon Whistle, and it's called Ghost Face Gummy Northeast India Pale Ale. And it's got little beer bottles all over it, or I guess they're beer bottles. They could be hot sauce bottles because it's got the hot pepper logo all over them. And it's Ghost Face, which makes me think of ghost peppers. And those are insanely hot. And you know, I don't do hot. So I got, maybe it's a way too tiny bottle of water here to put the flames out just in case. But just off camera, I do have another beer that I can also put the flames out with if the need arises. But let's open this thing up. The sound of that hard pour immediately got Tiger's attention. Did you notice that? Oh, this beer looks so sweet and so innocent, doesn't it? I was scared to smell it, but honestly, I'm just getting citrus. What do you think, Tiger? Now, Mallory assured me that this beer was totally not as insanely hot as that one we had at Schoolhouse Brewing. But I also know that Mallory likes hot sauce. So, whenever anybody, which is virtually everybody on the planet, that eats hot sauce, tells you it's not that hot or not that spicy, for me it is. For me, I'm that sensitive to it. But you know what? I'm not a giver-upper. I'm going to dive into it. Let me just read a little bit about this. So this is brewed and canned by Noon Whistle Brewing Company in Lombard, Illinois, and Naperville, Illinois. So, not sure where those are. I would just assume, well, I shouldn't assume, because just because they're from Chicago area doesn't mean all the beers they have are local Chicago beers. They can be anywhere from Illinois. So these cities or towns could be anywhere. Noon Whistle Brewing. Alright. Well, it smells good. I gotta say that. It smells very good. I'm like shaking in anticipation of this being way hotter than I expect. But it smells nice. It's got a nice citrus head. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. Ooh, interesting. Wow. Okay. Is it insanely hot? No. Is it hot? Yes. Got none of that heat on the first sip. When I had the beer in my mouth and it was sitting on my tongue, I didn't get it. It's when you swallow it. Just like that beer at Schoolhouse, where for some reason, once you swallow it and it hits your throat, that's when I started noticing the heat. But it has a really, really nice flavor. I gotta go in for sip number 2. Cheers. Yeah, so, like I say, it is It is hot for me. And I say the total disclaimer is I don't tolerate hot spicy things at all. A very little bit goes a very long way with me. So this could actually be a very enjoyable beer for most of you. I would say that if you put hot sauce on anything, this is not obnoxiously over the top where it just tastes like you're eating lava as it flows out of a volcano, like that beer at Schoolhouse Brewing. This has a nice, delicious in-your-mouth feel and flavor, and when you swallow it, you get a little bit of that heat, you know, which for most people I would think would be, they would be totally fine with it, and it would be enjoyable. It's warm. I don't think I'm going to need the bottle of water. However, I can feel the need for the hiccups. They're getting ready to start. Like I said, that's how sensitive I am to the hot spices. But this is a good beer. It's enjoyable. This isn't a beer that I would want to drink 6 of back to back to back. But it's a beer I think you would enjoy. If you're just going to have a beer, this would be a good beer to have. Interesting flavor. I'm trying to figure out what I'm tasting in my mouth. It smells citrusy more on the orange side, but the flavor I'm getting in my mouth is more on the lemon side. And I don't know if that's just because of the hot pepper mixing with the orangey flavor kind of gives it a little lemony. I don't know. That's weird, huh? It's interesting. It's an interesting IPA. People who've tried IPAs don't like them. Maybe tried 1 or 2. There's just so many different flavors of IPA. This is a new category of IPA for me, in the fact that, yes, it did smell like an IPA, had citrusy aromas, but the flavor is a flavor of an IPA I've never experienced before. So if you've tried IPAs, you don't think they're for you, you don't like them, there's just way too many of them to exclude that whole category of beer just because you tried 1 or 2 and they weren't your thing. Read the flavor profiles. Most of them, yeah, it's burning me. Most of them have, you know, like a flavor profile. It's going to tell you, and if you don't know what it's going to taste like, you know what? I'm not the only beer reviewer on YouTube. There's plenty of us. If you just go to YouTube and do a search for a particular IPA, I guarantee you somebody out there has reviewed it. They can let you know what it's going to taste like before you spend money on it and buy it. Because you don't want to buy it and then turn out you don't like it, because that's a waste of money. That's what we're here for. We jump on that so you don't have to. So, this is going to get a thumbs up from me, just because it's odd, it's very peculiar, it's got an interesting flavor that I've had spicy beers before. This one's in a different category because of the flavor. And not just, most of the hot spicy beers I've had that were flavored with other things, that's what you taste in your mouth, and then when you swallow it, that's when you get that heat. And that was the case with this one, but also the flavor of it in my mouth is different than any other IPA I've ever had. So it's interesting, it's unique, I like it. Thank you, Mallory and Chu over at Imperfectly Me Crafts. I'm going to leave a link to that video, that collaboration that I did with them, down below. Please, it's 30 minutes long, but it's worth every single second. So please, watch it when you got time to pay attention, because it covers a lot of ground. We drink a lot of different beers, and it's just fantastic. So thanks for stopping by the Hard Pork Pub, and I will see you next time. Till then. Yeah, I didn't say the alcohol, did I? 6.8%. 6.8% alcohol.